Hi, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my favorite bump-friendly and nursing-friendly sewing patterns that aren't strictly maternity, so they can be worn before, during, and after pregnancy. I'm also going to be doing a full-term try-on now that I'm 39 weeks pregnant, so if that sounds fun, keep watching. If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, my name's Rachel. Thanks for stopping by. I like to make stuff here, and since I've primarily been sewing lately, you can expect to see a little bit of personal style chit chat here too. Okay, so now I am officially full term. I am 39 weeks pregnant, so by the time you're watching this, I could very well be holding my baby in my arms, hopefully. And since I've been sharing some of the projects I've been working on through pregnancy and doing little try-ons here and there, I thought it'd be really fun to share with you guys kind of all of the clothes that I've made that I've been wearing this pregnancy all the way through. So now that I'm full term, things that still work for me and things that I'll definitely be wearing after pregnancy too. I think that pretty much everything I'm going to be sharing today will also be nursing friendly. And then I also have a bunch of sewing patterns that I saved that I didn't get to while I was pregnant that maybe I'll get to in the future. Really only the strictly maternity things that I've bought during pregnancy have been leggings, a maternity bodycon dress, which I'm wearing right now, bike shorts, nursing bras, really comfortable layers that I wear under like these more oversized and versatile pieces. I really didn't want to spend a whole bunch of time or like precious fabric making things that I could only wear for a few months. While all the patterns that I'm mentioning in this video happen to be bump friendly, they're not maternity sewing patterns. A lot of the clothes that I'm going to be mentioning in this video are clothes that I made when I wasn't pregnant. So whether or not you are currently expecting or you're postpartum and you're nursing, I hope this video gives you some really fun sewing ideas. And before I jump into the sewing patterns, I wanted to take a minute to thank today's sponsor, Luisa. Luisa is a Brooklyn-based carbon-neutral jewelry company that's committed to caring for the planet. They offset 100% of their carbon emissions, use recycled materials whenever possible, and offer pieces that are both high quality and affordable. You can find everything from gold-plated, everyday jewelry to solid gold options that will last you forever. All their pieces are tarnish-resistant and hypoallergenic, and also come with a 2-year warranty, which I really love since I wear jewelry every day, no matter what. Putting on earrings is the first thing that I do in the morning. Even if I'm just going to be wearing sweats all day, I do feel like I need to put earrings on just to feel like myself. So I really appreciate that even though these pieces are affordable, they're also really durable. I have a couple pairs of hoops from Luisa that I've been styling for a couple years now, and they've become some of my go-tos that I wear constantly. And those are the mini gold huggy hoops, along with the scarlet double hoops. They recently sent me 2 new pieces to share with you, the Capri ball chain necklace and the Kayla drop earrings. Since getting these Kayla drop earrings, I've been wearing them all the time. They're gold-plated brass with a little green glass bead attached to them. The green glass bead can actually be detached from the earring, so you can have 2 looks in one, but the green is perfect for adding a little bit of color to my otherwise neutral outfits. I've also been wearing the Capri chain necklace a ton. I love the texture and style of this chain. It feels fresh and still simple enough that I can wear it casually, and it can be dressed up a little bit if my husband and I happen to go on a little date night, which we're actually going on tonight since our anniversary was this past week. Since a lot of my jewelry collection is sentimental and it's made up of a lot of things that have been passed down to me or gifted to me, I really love that Luisa's pieces feel modern and unique, but they're still timeless enough to go along with a lot of the special pieces I already own. So being super pregnant right now and soon to be postpartum, I know there will be plenty of loungewear days ahead, but even just adding a pair of hoops or this necklace to an otherwise casual outfit will help me feel put together and a little bit more like myself. So if you're looking to treat yourself or you want to find a special gift for someone else, I highly recommend checking out Luisa. So be sure to check out my link in the description below. And of course, since I'm going to be trying on a bunch of clothes in this video, I'll be styling my new pieces along with those outfits and pairing them with some of my other sentimental jewelry that's been passed down and gifted to me. Thanks again to Luisa for sponsoring today's video, and now to the sewing patterns. Okay, so the first pattern I want to share with you guys is my most used pattern to date. I've made 8 pieces using this pattern, and that's the Carl oversized shirt pattern. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you've probably heard me talk about this pattern, and you've probably seen me use this pattern a few times. This is the perfect oversized shirt. Now, that being said, it is the only oversized shirt pattern that I have used so far, and that's just because the first time I used it, I just loved it, so I ended up using it for every oversized shirt that I made after that. This is oversized in all the right places, so pregnant or not, I wear this shirt constantly. It's the perfect length, so it can be worn open. Today I have it tied up top with my 39-week pregnant belly. I sometimes wear it over a sweatshirt, I wear it over dresses, I wear it with leggings, I wear it with everything. This is my most recently made one, and you can see I just wore it yesterday too. It's kind of wrinkly, but it has a really nice curved hem. It has a couple, well, there's sand in this from the beach. There are two options for the cuffs. So I like to do the little button cuff, but you can actually do a tied cuff as well. The sleeve is made of two different pieces, so it has a really cool shape to it and a nice low armpit hole. I really like this part of the shirt because I can wear a sweatshirt underneath it or like a sweater, something bulky underneath it, and it doesn't get all bunched up in my armpit. So that's like a really specific thing that I really love about the style of this. It also has a yoke on the back with these little pleats, which are usually found in shirts like this. This shirt is just perfect. I love it so much. And this pattern is super versatile. I've used this pattern with so many different weights of fabric, and here they are. So first, I made this one in a video where I made a full linen set. This is actually made out of our old duvet cover. And this is just a lightweight flax linen. I also did cover buttons for this one because I feel like I'm able to dress this up a little bit more since they're cover buttons, but I also wear it super casually too. And as you can see, I have a patch pocket on this one. The pattern doesn't include a pocket, but I have added a pocket to every single one of these that I've made. I just really like the extra detail, and I usually put it on my left side, which I think is like a normal side to put a pocket on, but I could be wrong. Let's see, I'm gonna try to put these in order so that you can see kind of like what order I made them in. So I made this one, and then next I made this one in this really nice flannel. It's like a woven flannel, and I have black buttons on this one. It's super cozy. And then after realizing that I wore that flannel all the time, I made one in this flannel right here. This is just like a really happy, fun colored flannel. So I also added little flower buttons to this. I used this fabric to make my daughter a matching flannel too, and I actually made a video of it. So if you want to watch that video, check it out. I'll make sure to add links to all the videos that I've used these patterns in below too. But yeah, I wear this a lot, especially in like the spring and summer, because I like to be able to wear a flannel, especially here in San Francisco, because it's not super warm in the spring and summer here. But the colors help to kind of liven it up for the season, I guess. Okay, and then after that one, I made this in this really cool, it's like a heavy denim, and it's a houndstooth, like paisley pattern, which I think is really cool. I added on these little metal buttons, and these are jeans buttons, so you like hammer them in. I wish that I had a link for these, but I got these at Discount Fabrics in Mission in San Francisco before they closed. I wish that I could find more of these buttons because they're just the perfect size for shirts and stuff. They're not quite as big as your standard jeans buttons, but they are a really heavy duty metal button. I wear this shirt all the time. I think it's really fun to have a little bit of pattern in a denim shirt, but then I also really like having just like my standard denim version that I showed you a minute ago. I made that one most recently after realizing that I wear this one all the time, but did still want a plain denim shirt too. And this one also has two big patch pockets. So I just thought in this fabric, it'd be fun to have two really huge, like oversized patch pockets on that one. Okay, and then this one is super wrinkly, but I made just a plain white one out of this bamboo viscose. So this actually used to be a thrifted bed sheet. But yeah, it's super, super soft, really drapey, and super lightweight. So I really love it in this fabric. And yeah, this is what the sleeves look like rolled down. I did do cover buttons for this one too, for the same reason that I did on this shirt. I just feel like cover buttons are a little bit fancier. I love tortoiseshell buttons, but I do feel like on something like this, it'd make it a little bit more casual. So yeah, this one I can wear really casually, or I can dress up a little bit too. And then the next two are from a video that I made while I was pregnant. So here's one of them. This is the first time I used this pattern with a knit fabric, and it's this kind of like woven knit cotton. Don't really know how to describe this fabric, but it's kind of like waffly, but it's not like a traditional waffle fabric, if that makes sense. I found this fabric at this place called Scrap here in San Francisco. It's kind of like a thrift store for craft supplies. So if you haven't checked it out and you live in the area, make sure to check it out. I got a bunch of fabric there and then like a few other little craft items one day, and it was $3 for all of it. So if you haven't been there, make sure to check it out. I made it extra long, and then I also left the bottom hem raw. So my daughter always points out that this is fraying, and I'm like, that's kind of the point. I like that look. But yeah, this is what it looks like along the bottom. And then I also added these really fun, like kind of large flower beads to the front of this, which I also got at Discount Fabrics in Mission before they closed. I actually dug them out of like a huge container of miscellaneous buttons. So I was really glad to finally use them on something like this. And in that same video, I made a black linen version. So if you saw that video, you probably remember this shirt having wanting like kind of funky colored buttons on it. I had a bunch of multicolor buttons on this, and I did wear it like that for a while, but I felt like every time I reached for it, I wished that it just had black buttons on it. And I think I mentioned that in that video, that at some point I would probably switch out the buttons for just black, but for like the spring and summer, it was kind of fun to have some funky multicolored buttons on this. But yeah, I recently replaced all those buttons with just the same black linen cover buttons, and now I've found myself reaching for this a lot more. So this is a super lightweight, it's kind of like sheer, you can see my window through it, black linen, and I got this from Cali Fabrics. So Cali Fabrics is also the same company that Discount Fabrics was in Mission in San Francisco, and now that that's closed, they do still sell online. So even though I really loved being able to go into the store and touch the fabric, and then they had a bunch of other stuff too, like notions and stuff, I'm so happy that I can still shop Cali Fabrics online. They have a really great collection of discounted fabrics, and this is dead stock 100% linen, and I think this was like $8 a yard or something. So really, really great prices. I'll make sure to link them below as well. I don't know if they still have this since I bought this a long time ago, but if I can find the link for this, I'll link it below as well. Okay, and then the next pattern is from the same shop, and that is these pants right here. They used to be called the Peter pants. I don't know if they're still called the Peter pants, but they are the perfect pair of wide-legged elastic waistband pants. I do put a drawstring in mine too. And this pattern used to only come in a high-waisted version, but recently a mid-rise version and a shorts version was released. So I'd previously used this pattern to make 2 pairs of high-waisted pants, but while pregnant, I've made 2 pairs using the mid-rise version of the pattern. So this is the first pair. I made these in this like really floaty chambray. I added a fun little asymmetrical pocket on the side, kind of like for cargo pant look. And then there are also, let's see, did I put patch pockets? Oh no, I didn't do pockets on the tops of these because I figured in the 3rd trimester, I'd probably end up folding them down or like bunching this up underneath the waistband, which is how I've styled them in this video, so that these can go under the bum. I think I made these in 2 sizes larger than my normal size, and I put longer elastic in these so they'll fit me now. Postpartum, I'll probably take the elastic out and just shorten it so it fits me again, and these will just be a little bit more like oversized in the hips than some of my other ones. So these will be a little bit more bunched up. They'll fit my waist. They'll be like mid-rise. So I do plan on wearing these after pregnancy as well. And then I made these in black linen too, and this is the same black linen as that button down I was just showing you. So this is what they look like. They do have a drawstring, and then they have patch pockets on the back. These are just really nice and floaty. I did also crop both of these pairs. The high-waisted pairs of these pants that I've made have both been full length, so I thought it'd be fun to do just kind of like a cropped version to wear with like sandals and sneakers and stuff. I just thought that that'd be kind of fun. So yeah, even at 9 months pregnant, I can still wear these, even though they are getting a little bit tight around the waist. Okay, and then next is a pattern that you guys have probably seen me use here if you've seen any of my recent videos, which is the Peppermint magazine peplum top. This is a free pattern and it's super easy to hack. So I made some changes to this pattern when I've used it to make it nursing friendly and to make it bump friendly for now. Okay, so first I made this. So this is some fabric that I got at Discount Fabrics before they closed. I made a video making this along with a dress for my daughter and a shirt for my husband, and they all match. So yeah, this is just a fun, like summery, breezy top. So to make it bump friendly, I did make it extra long, so it goes way over my bump. I like to wear this with shorts. I've worn it with like bike shorts, kind of styled a little bit more sporty. So I usually wear high-waisted bottoms. So after pregnancy, I will probably crop this so that it's a little bit shorter, or like the regular length this pattern usually is. But yeah, for now, this has been really fun to wear. It kind of reminds me of like traditional 90s maternity wear, which I usually try to stay away from, but I think it's kind of fun for like summer. A lot of maternity wear was just kind of like tenty. And that's kind of what this is like, but I like it. And as you can see, I did split it down the middle. So I did 2 pieces for the front and they're lined. So I made sure that this, when it opens up, looks all nice on the inside. In that video, you'll see how I do that. And then I added these really long ties. So I can tie them in little bows in the front, and then I can open them up for nursing, or I can kind of wear them open and just kind of have these nice long strings hanging down. I will say babies like to like pull on things. So I know that this might be kind of an issue with nursing, but I don't know. I don't really care. I still think that I like ties more than buttons, because the last thing I want to do is like have to unbutton something when I have a hungry baby right there. With something like this, like having to undo one button is great, but having to undo like a series of buttons for nursing would be tricky. A couple people did mention like doing this with a zipper, which I think would also be a really fun idea. If you like the look of like a fully solid front, you could do like an invisible zipper or something to make this nursing friendly. But yeah, I just really like the ties. I like the bows. I think it's cute. So that's what I did for this one. And next is one of my favorite things I've ever made, and that is this top right here. So I actually made this with a thrifted tablecloth. So this is 100% linen and it has this really, really pretty embroidery on it. I did make a video of me making this top, so some of you may have seen this before, but yeah, I really, really love how this turned out. I did keep the scalloped edge on the bottom, so I didn't have to hem this or anything. And I do plan on cropping this once I'm no longer pregnant. So yeah, I don't want to get rid of the scalloped bottom at all, so I'll probably end up taking all of this out and then cutting from the top and then regathering this and reattaching it. I know it's going to be quite a bit of work, but it'll be worth it to keep that scalloped edge along the bottom. But yeah, I just loved how this turned out. I love the back too. I did add this little thing here. I think having sleeves on it, it kind of catches my shoulders in a way that pulls this down. So I do have a tie in the back here to keep those shoulders from falling down. But I think that this kind of goes with the ties in the front pretty well. There is a second version of it. So lastly, I made it into a dress. So I just made it super long. So this actually goes almost to my knees. I also added pockets to this. So there are little pockets right here, which I just thought was kind of fun. I usually don't love pockets in a dress. I know that that's controversial, but I usually think it adds a little bit too much bulk. But in this dress, since it is gathered and everything, I don't feel like these pockets really bother me at all. It's a nice place to put my hands. And I thought that it would just be kind of a fun experiment to add them to this project. This also used to be a bed sheet. So this is linen, and it's just this like perfect ivory colored linen. And I basically made this the same way that I made the first shirt, splitting it down the middle, adding some ties, but I made it extra long. And here's the back too. I just added this for a little extra detail. So on the long sleeved white one that I made, I added that more for function, but for this, I added it more for style. These sleeves stay up pretty well. It's very cute. It's a perfect thing to put on a super hot day. I did bring this camping with us when we were in Yosemite. And then I also packed it for visiting my family in the summer. And they live somewhere that gets a lot hotter than San Francisco. But this can definitely be layered over, and I do plan on wearing this kind of in the next couple months. It usually warms up in San Francisco toward the end of August and into September and October. So hopefully actually does this year. It's not looking like it's going to, but I have hope. Okay, and then next I use this pattern right here. This is the Eveina top. It's just a nice flowy V-neck top that has long sleeves on it. And this is what mine turned out like. So I made this with this really floaty chambray, the same as the pants that I just showed you. This is just really nice and breezy and comfy. You'll notice that I added this little tie to the front, and that's just because I didn't really do a great job of like making this super clean on the inside. I added extra gathers along the bottom, and so I think it created a little bit of extra bulk right here. I would like to make this in a different fabric at some point because I really love the style of it, and I want to see if I can like perfect this little intersection of all these little pieces at some point. I think adding the bow, it's cute and it kind of covers up the bulky area right there. And I did make this a little bit longer than the pattern suggests too, just to accommodate my grown and bump. I do really like the sleeves. I think these are like 3/4 length sleeves. You can make them shorter or longer if you want, and they have elastic in the bottom. So yeah, I really love this. This is super, super simple, was very quick to make, and I do plan on kind of cropping this one up too to kind of go with high-waisted pants and stuff after pregnancy. But like I said, I really love this style. I think that it suits my style really well, and I will be making more of these. Okay, and I'm really excited about the next one. So I recently made a video making a Daughters of India inspired dress. So this is the video. And since making this video, I also made another one. So I'm going to show you both. In that video, I used the Mila pattern by Slow Morning Studio to make this dress. I did make some adjustments to that pattern. So if you want to see kind of how I made that, make sure to go watch that video. And this is the dress that I made in that video. So this is some block printed fabric. This is some voile fabric. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I know that in that video, I called it voile fabric because that's what I've heard it said both ways. So voile, it's a certain type of cotton that's super, super lightweight. So this is like semi-sheer, very, very floaty. I bought this fabric on Etsy from a seller who's based in Ohio, and she gets all of her fabric from India. So yeah, this fabric is so beautiful and so floaty. The adjustments that I made were really easy. I basically just added more gathers here so that it could be made with this really sheer floaty fabric and not be see-through. And then let's see, what else did I do? Oh yeah, I split it further down the front. So in the original pattern, there's just a little split at the top, but for this, I really wanted to open it up a lot more like the Daughters of India dress, and then also to make it a little bit more like nursing accessible. So yeah, this is how it looks in the front, and then this is what it looks like in the back. It's just one panel of fabric in the back, and then I used 2 panels of fabric in the front. And this one is like a midi length version, so I made it quite a bit longer. I really like it at this length, especially for pregnancy and probably for postpartum. I do plan on wearing this a lot, just like around the house to feel fancy and beautiful when I'm like really tired and just like I'm not feeling my best. And it is the perfect weight for like a super hot day. After making this one, I also made another one in like a mini version using this fabric right here. So this is so pretty. I love this fabric so, so much. I bought this fabric from a different seller on Etsy. So originally, I think something had gotten mixed up with shipping or something, but they had sent me this cotton in like a regular lightweight cotton. So it was lightweight. It just wasn't as floaty as I needed it to be for this project, because since it is super, super gathered, you need a really lightweight fabric or else it's just gonna be like poofy. So yeah, they were really kind and they sent me that semi-sheer floaty version of this fabric, and it is perfect. The colors are a tiny bit different than the original fabric that they sent me. So the heavier weight cotton is a little bit like brighter. This one is like a little bit more muted, which I personally love. Like wearing this in the summer or like on vacation with some gold jewelry is perfect. And then I also made this in a mini version. Now right now it's a little bit on the longer side because I'm pregnant and I like a little bit of extra coverage, but postpartum, like once things are kind of back to normal, I will probably cut it a little bit shorter just to kind of be like a fun mini length. I'm trying to think if I did anything else different with this one. Oh yeah, for this one, I actually lowered the back by like an inch just because I noticed on the Daughters of India one, the back was a little bit lower than the front, like this top panel was. So yeah, I lowered it by an inch and it kind of gives that same look, kind of just refines the silhouette a little bit more. But yeah, I love this dress so much. I really want it to warm up here so I can wear this a little bit more often. Okay, and then next, I really wanted to make some robes for postpartum to feel fancy around my house and to kind of like just be comfy and something that's kind of functional at the same time. So I used this pattern right here. This is just a really simple robe pattern. It actually only has 3 pieces that you cut out with the pattern, and then the rest is just rectangles. I did film a video of me using this pattern, which I'll link below. And in that video, I made this right here. So this is a long robe. I added pockets to it, and I used a bunch of mixed matched block printed fabric that I've been hanging on to for a long time. My really good friend Kieran actually got me a bunch of block printed fabric when she went to visit her family in India 3 years ago. And I've used some of these for other projects too, and I had like kind of awkward amounts left over. So I thought it'd be really fun to put them together into this like patchwork robe. And I think they turned out so pretty all together. Probably recognize this from the other dress I was just showing you. So this is the heavier cotton. It's not heavy, it's still lightweight, but it's not semi-sheer. But yeah, this is the heavier weight cotton version of that same one. So you can see the colors are a little bit more vibrant on this, and I think it's just because there's more fabric for the ink to grab onto with this, and the other one, since it's semi-sheer, I think that the colors appear a little bit more muted. But I've been wearing this so much. I think it's just like a fun, happy thing to throw on in the morning. I feel really fancy walking through my house in this. I don't really wear this one fully closed, so I wear this over like some leggings and a tank top usually in the morning, just to kind of cover my shoulders since it's a little bit chilly in our house in the morning. And I plan on wearing it a lot postpartum too, and at that point I should probably be able to like fully close it comfortably. That's the first one that I made, and then after I realized how much I wore that, I had to make it in another fabric. This fabric is magic. This is just a really cozy double gauze cotton in this perfect eucalyptus color. Super, super cozy. I haven't added pockets to this one yet. I think I will eventually, maybe. I am gonna be ordering more of this fabric because I wanna make like a matching pair of shorts to go with this. My daughter now wants a robe that looks just like this. I actually made her a matching robe to this too. So you'll see that in the video if you wanna go watch that video. But yeah, now that she has a matching robe to that one, she wants one that matches this too. So I'm gonna order more of this fabric. I got this fabric from califabrics.com too, and I think that there's still a few yards left. So hopefully by the time I put another order for this, I can get some. But yeah, this one is a little bit warmer, a little bit cozier. This one is a little bit breezier. So for like going to warm places or like on vacation or something, I think this would be a really fun one to bring. And just like around the house, I love this so much. This is actually going in my hospital bag. I had to pull it out for this video, and it'll go right back in when I'm done filming. So yeah, I do have my hospital bags packed. And honestly, over the last couple days, I've felt like it was about time to go to the hospital, and my body is playing tricks on me. So hopefully in the next couple days, I'll actually be taking that to the hospital. But yeah, I love these robes so much. So happy to have a couple robes for myself. I think that robes are just like one of the easiest things to make that bring me the most joy. Having something that I can put on just around the house that makes me feel like put together while I'm still like not even in an actual outfit is the best thing ever. So I highly recommend making a robe if you haven't made one for yourself before. Okay, and now for something super, super casual, one of my favorite patterns ever, the Slow Morning Studio Saga sweatshirt. So I made 4 of these. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, like a couple years, you'll probably recognize some of these sweatshirts. So let's see, first, which one did I make first? I made this one first. It's just in this really pretty, like muted mauve terry fabric. This is just like really flowy terry. So this is what it looks like. It's just like a big rectangle with some sleeves attached to it. The sleeves are nice and fitted, so I kind of like how even though it's like really oversized in the middle, you have like some fitted sleeves. I think that having a little bit more like definition around your wrists helps to like keep you from looking like you're just drowning in it. So yeah, I really love this. I made this like 2 years ago and I still wear it all the time. I made a pair of matching shorts that go with this too, and it's really cute, like lounge set. And in this fabric, it's like really drapey, and I really like that. So then after I made this one, I made this one right here. So this is an ivory ribbed cotton knit. I got this fabric at Joann's, and I love it so much, but it was only in their summer collection of that year. So I was able to find more of it when we were in the middle of our move from Boston to San Francisco. We were staying in Oregon for a while, and I did find more of this, so I have a little bit more of this, and I've been treasuring it. I don't know what I'm gonna make with it, but this was such a great fabric, and now that Joann's is closed, I know for sure that I'm never gonna find this again. But yeah, this is just a really nice, it's kind of like a structured rib knit, and I love this version of this sweater. I wear this one probably the most, and you can probably see I have like little stains on this. The nice thing is it's like white enough that I can bleach it, and I have bleached it a few times, which has done the trick. It looks like I have a couple new spots on it too. So, and as you can see on this one, the front has two panels, so the top is all horizontal and the bottom is vertical. So I just thought that that was like a fun detail, makes it feel a little bit more elevated than just like a plain white rib knit sweatshirt. And yeah, I feel like I can kind of dress this up too. Like I've worn this with white jeans and like some jewelry and a cute bag, and it feels like a fancy sweatshirt. But then I also wear it with like sneakers and a baseball hat, and it feels very casual, but also polished at the same time. I love this one so much that I made a second one out of the navy version of this fabric, and it looks like this. So yeah, this is the same fabric, just in navy. I really love this too. It is like that more structured material, and I did the two panel front too. So horizontal on the top and then vertical on the bottom. And both of these are kind of like thicker fabrics too. So I feel like I can wear these in the winter here in San Francisco. Sometimes I'll put a turtleneck underneath these. So this one with like a white turtleneck under it is kind of cute. And then I'll do this one with a black turtleneck because my white turtleneck is like white, and it doesn't really look quite right with this ivory one. But yeah, these are the same, just in different colors. And then lastly, I made this one right here. So this is a really drapey sweater knit. I got this at a fabric store in Natick, Massachusetts called Fabric Place Basement. I think they're still open. I haven't lived in Boston for like a year and a half, but I really love this fabric. It's just like really stretchy and drapey and long, and I feel like I can dress this one up a little bit too. So I still have a little bit of this fabric left. I was gonna make some shorts to go with this, but I don't think I have quite enough. I'll have to check. I'll have to dig it out. But yeah, I really love this color. It's just like a perfect like taupey oatmeal color. And yeah, this one is definitely like the most loose drapey one that I have. Okay, so those are all of the things that I currently have that I've used patterns for. And so now I'm gonna show you guys a few of the patterns that I had saved for maternity that I didn't quite get to, that I still plan on using at some point. Okay, so first is the Eva dress pattern. This is a fully ruched dress, and this is a mini version. You could also make it a long version too. I have never successfully ruched fabric, so I think that's the reason I didn't get to this one yet, is because I was a little bit nervous for the ruching part, and also it just hasn't been that warm here in San Francisco, so I haven't been that inspired to make like a lot of short dresses. So yeah, this is a pattern that I think that you could alter to make it fully bump friendly. If I had made this dress, I would have probably made it to wear like through the second trimester, so I don't know if I would have fully adjusted it. I think I might have just left it the same and worn it for as long as I could into pregnancy so that I didn't have to make any adjustments after. But yeah, I just think this dress is really cute. I don't usually wear like form-fitting or like bodycon things other than when I'm pregnant, so I did consider making this specifically for pregnancy. But yeah, I haven't made this yet. I will probably make this at some point just because I think it's so cute, and I think it'd be a really good way to practice. Sorry, did I say ruching? I mean shirring. Yes, I like to practice shirring with this dress pattern because yeah, I think that shirring is such a good skill to have, and I have not quite figured it out yet. Okay, next is this Sweetheart dress pattern by Daria Pattern Making. I just didn't really get around to it. I think if I were to make this, I might make it in like a spaghetti strap version or something just to make it a little bit more versatile so I could like layer over the top of it. But I do really think the puff sleeves are cute. This is also not a maternity pattern, but it has that really high waist that would go over your bump and it's gathered, so it would probably work for pregnancy. I have used a pattern from the shop before and I loved it. The instructions were so good and the finishes were so clean, and I would love to use another pattern from the shop. So even if it's not this one, I'll probably use another one. But yeah, I had this saved for maternity. I think it'd be really, really cute. And then finally, I had like several Lydia and Naomi patterns saved. So first I had the bubble frock. So this is clearly like perfect for pregnancy, even though it's not a maternity pattern. It's just a perfect, simple empire waist dress. And it would be perfect if you happen to be super pregnant in like a really hot place or have like an event to go to. You could make this out of so many different fabrics, from like really casual linen fabrics and cotton fabrics to like a satin fabric if you wanted to. So yeah, this is a super versatile, very simple, perfect bump friendly dress. Next is the daisy frock. I do plan on using this pattern at some point, pregnant or not, but this has like a really nice elastic waistband and it is kind of higher too. So I think that this would work maybe even into the 3rd trimester, depending on like if you were to size up or something. But yeah, I do plan on using this at some point. I just didn't get to it while I was pregnant, but definitely like next spring, I plan on using this sewing pattern. It looks like it comes in a puff sleeve version or a spaghetti strap version. And like I said before, I really like the spaghetti straps just because living somewhere where it's not super hot in the summer, it's nice to be able to put like a sweater on top. Also, sometimes I think that poofy sleeves kind of look a little bit too soft on like my frame. I do have pretty prominent shoulders as it is, so I don't really love wearing like puff sleeves all the time. I do have a few puff sleeve dresses and stuff that I really love though, so who knows, maybe I would make the puff sleeve version of this, but I really love that it comes in a spaghetti strap version too. And finally, the last one is the meadow overalls. These are so cute. I have a couple pairs of like overalls that I've been wearing while I've been pregnant so far, so I was planning on making these, but then since I have the other ones, I just wasn't gonna make another pair right now, but I'll definitely make a pair of these at some point that are just like my regular size. But yeah, for pregnancy, wearing overalls is great. Having a waistband on pants gets kind of tricky towards the 3rd trimester, into the 3rd trimester. Nothing ever feels super comfortable around my bump, so I like to wear something either that goes over or something that goes under. But having a pair of really loose and flowy overalls would be really nice because you don't have to think about pants. You just put them on over like a tank top or a bralette or something, and it's really cute, very comfortable, and not restricting. So yeah, I do plan on making a pair of these. I wish that I had had time to make a pair of these during pregnancy, but luckily I had a couple pairs already that work. And yeah, this pattern is available in a full-length version with these really cool pockets on the sides, as well as a shorts version. And then as far as the straps go, you can do like a standard spaghetti strap or you can do a tie strap, which I think is really cute. So I'd probably make the tie strap version. Also, having some adjustability in the straps would be nice, depending on like what you're wearing under it, how much of that top you want to show, and how like thick the garment is that you're wearing under it. I think it'd be fun to make like kind of a thick knit version of these two for like winter, to be like really cozy, wear a sweater underneath and like a jacket on top. I think you could get really creative with layering these. Okay, well that was all the patterns I want to share with you guys today. Hopefully this video wasn't too long. I hope it gave you some ideas, and whether or not you are expecting or ever plan to be, I hope that this gave you some fun ideas for some sewing projects, some like comfortable things you can wear, some looser fitting things you can wear. And I really hope the next time I see you guys, I will not be pregnant anymore. I finally got into the part of pregnancy where I'm like really not comfortable most of the time. So hopefully soon, like within the next couple days, we'll have a 4th member of our family here. So that being said, I will really try to keep up on making videos for you guys, though finding time is going to be a little bit trickier over the next few months to a year to like 5 years, but I am committed to making it work. So hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Thanks again to Luisa for sponsoring today's video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please consider doing that. And if you like this video, and if you didn't like this video, I hope you like the next one. Well, I hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.